Hello traders, this is Day Trader Matt with businesswithtrading.com doing an E-mini trading room recap for Thursday the 5th of June. And today was another interesting day in the markets. We basically broke even here. We had 5 trades and we were 2 for 3. We had a very difficult time. And let's go ahead and get into what happened. Market did open, gap up very slightly. Came down very quickly and then started to just ramp up. It's a day when you look at in hindsight and you're like, this should have been a great day, and this is a great example to show people, because you're not going to have 30-point days every single day, and sometimes you're going to have difficult time periods. You're going to have difficult trading days. And sometimes you're going to have days that look like they should be really good, and they're not going to be good. And it's something that you will have to get comfortable with, being a trader. It's something that's going to happen. It's unfortunate when it happens to you, but, it does happen. Anyway, we were 2 for 3, and our first 3 trades were stopped out. So we were definitely negative after our first 3 trades. After our first trade, we were negative as well. Our first trade happened, we kind of watched this thing a little bit and decided, let's get long, which turned out to be an incorrect assessment, which we did get stopped out on. And then we decided to get long again over here, which we got stopped out on that as well. So we watched things a little bit, and over here decided to get short. So got stopped out of that one. So 3 bad trades right away. Boom. So in the first hour we're already down quite a bit. And the one thing I want to talk about is, and one of the traders in the room commented on this, after 3 stop outs, they wouldn't be able to trade. And I feel that a lot of new traders feel like that. I remember when I was a new trader, I don't remember exactly my feelings and stuff, but thinking back to that time, I don't think I would have had the courage to do that either. Maybe I would have, kept trading and turned it into a revenge scenario. That would have been likely when I first started trading, because I just didn't have the mental skills that I have today. But it's definitely something that's important and something that does need to be talked about. And hopefully, you guys watching this video get something out of it. And that's what it's all about. That's what these videos are all about. Learn something maybe, or maybe just like the video. I don't know, but hopefully you get something out of it. So anyway, 3 bad trades. So we watched this and decided, hey, this looks like a good area to get short. So we did take a short. And we were able to take some profit on the short. So that worked out fairly well. We had to take profit sooner than I wanted, just because the market really just didn't look conducive after the trade went down a little bit. But we were able to make a little bit of money and, make back a little bit of what we've lost. Then, the market starts coming up a little bit more. Just coming up, coming up, coming up. Well, after it comes up enough, I decide, well, let's get long. We actually got long over here. We got long down here. Market kept coming up, coming up, coming up. And I was like, let's get long down here. So we got long, we were able to ride that up, take some nice profit, and we were able to get back to where we started, minus a little bit of commission, which five trades, commission isn't really that much. So we were not down by much, but basically got back to break even, and that's really what matters. And in trading, it's not good to be in that scenario, and you don't want to be in this scenario this day. You don't want to be in days like that every single day, or even once a week, or preferably not even once a month. but they do happen, and this was a good example of keeping within your core competency. We've made 3 bad trades. What do? Some people, after a couple bad trades, they quit trading for an entire day, and that's fine. That's their money management philosophy, that's their risk management philosophy, and everybody's going to be a little bit different. I'm not saying that this way that I did it is the way everybody should do it, because everyone's different. Everybody's going to trade a little bit differently. Everybody's going to have a different strategy on risk. Everyone's going to have a different tolerance to risk. So everyone's going to be a little bit different. As for me, and I always say this, after the first few stop outs, if I get them consecutively, like today, I do get a lot more conservative. But I also try to keep trading. I trade from 9:30 to 12 every day, and I want to maximize what I can do. So after those 3 stop outs, I did get a little bit conservative, but I did feel that this was a good short, which is why I took it. Even though we just got stopped out on a short, I still felt that it was a good trade, and then I felt like this was a good long. But see how long I waited between this trade being a success. The market started looking different, so we got out and watched it. So let's say we got out at 10:50. It was a little bit before that, but let's just say 10:50. So 10:50 all the way up here till 11:30. It's 40 minutes, and we'll take 2 minutes out for errors and omissions. So we'll say 38 minutes. So we sat there and watched the market for 38 minutes, did nothing except talk a little bit about the market, and then we placed the trade. So rather than just placing the trade right away, we waited that long. And that's really what you need as a trader. You need to have that patience. That patience is a virtue. And you've probably heard that. People tell you that. Maybe your parents told you that. I know my parents told me that. Patience is a virtue. And, when you're an 11-year-old kid, you don't realize that, because like everything, you need that instant gratification. But, as you grow up, especially if you're a trader, you can't have instant gratification. You really need to be able to delay your gratification. And the longer you can delay it, the better trader you're going to be. And, that's a much longer conversation. But that is an important topic. So hopefully you got something out of what I talked about today. It made sense to you. You can always leave comments below the video. I encourage that. No such thing as a dumb question. I 100% believe that. You can also email me if you prefer, support@businesswithtrading.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.